We're looking for volatility in the market today. You were sorely disappointed, as I was. You take a look at the VIX here. The VIX shows that volatility really dropped off today. The mistake I made today was thinking that there was going to be some big movement in the market. In reality, the big move in the market was Monday, when everybody knew that 0.75 percentage points were going to come out of the Fed. Even with the Fed announcement, we can see that the S&P has stayed in this trading range here. We can see that the trading range that I imagined for the Qs didn't work out, so we can get rid of that right now. We'll just delete that. So maybe we're looking at a climbing wedge here, and if we get a climbing wedge with declining volume, we know that that's an indication that the Qs might be headed downward again. Looking at the bigger picture, we still have a long ways to go if we're going to match the last two recessions. I'm not going to count COVID as a recession really because it was such a black swan event. I don't see this being a V-type recovery. If you take a look here and here, we've got a long way to go before we get to the bottom or to the end of it here. I was washed out of my Shopify short position here. I lost just a couple pennies. Nothing to worry about. What I'm looking at is it broke this new low here, but then it retreated back upwards, so we might revisit this. As Carvana retreated today, I did open up a new position right here about 23.33. I've lost some pennies, a couple pennies so far. We're going to see what happens here. Like I said, there could be a short squeeze on it. There was some volume up today. It was only a feeler entry. Very small percentage entry. If it starts to grow, then I'll add more shares. This is an interesting chart, the spider energy sector. And what we see today is it sold off with volume, which doesn't make much sense. As we know, the S&P and the NASDAQ, Dow Jones, they all climbed. If they're climbing, that means that there's going to be more economic activity. Economic activity requires energy, so you'd think that energy would go up, but it came down. This is my question. Do people not believe that there really is economic activity on the future? Are we still headed downward? Which is what I think.